guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do my 12 and 13 week pregnancy update. So today I usually don't do these until a Wednesday, but last week I went to my first maternity appointment with my maternity hospital, and on that same day I had another appointment for a follow-up scan. So I'll come to that later, but that is why I'm doing my updates now on a Monday. So let's start off with symptoms. So my symptoms have really eased down in the last couple of weeks. I still do get a bit of indigestion when I eat particular things. I'm not really having cravings. I still have the craving for Coca-Cola. But again, I'm trying to control that and not constantly drink Coke, because that's obviously bad. And I wouldn't have done that before I was pregnant anyways. We don't keep like that sort of fizzy drinks here, and we only have like water or milk. So I'm trying to stop myself from buying Coke and drinking it all. I'm still, to be honest, to be truthful, I'm a little bit afraid to eat proper food. I do eat food. I have this thing where if I don't cook it, I could eat it. So if we go to a restaurant, I can eat it. I am, to be honest, eating stuff that is not so good for me. So I really need to improve. The problem I have is I never really ate vegetables anyways. I ate fruit. But you do need to be careful with fruit because it is quite high in sugar. So I'm not really sure what to do there. I probably will start juicing again. I'll just do vegetable juices. Just so once a day I can kind of have that intake of vitamins and nutrients. But if you have any suggestions on how I can force myself to eat more vegetables, let me know. Or if you're like me and you can't eat vegetables, let me know what you did when you were pregnant, because that's just something I am struggling with a little bit. What else? Headaches. A lot of headaches, if I'm being honest. A lot of headaches. Also, I'm really tired, like more so than I was at the start of my pregnancy. Like I used to take naps at the start of my pregnancy, but that's just because I was tired, but I wasn't physically tired like I am now. Like the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, I'm tired. Also, everything irritates me. I don't really vent it, I don't really let it out, but everything irritates me. I kind of just keep it inside, internalize it. Which I don't think is a good thing either. That's really all on the symptom side of things. So on Wednesday last, I had my first ultrasound, or my first appointment and ultrasound. So my appointment's in the morning. So how it kind of works here, I think I mentioned it before that there's three types of there's public, semi-private, and private, and I've chosen to go public. Because basically I don't have health insurance, and the cost of semi-private and private is just too much if you don't have your health insurance. So I go for public, which is it's free. It's free care. So I went to my clinic. So I'm going to a satellite clinic of the actual maternity hospital. It's just so much closer to me, and they automatically sent me there, which was perfect. So what happened was, when I eventually found the place in the hospital, I just had to sit down with a row of other ladies and wait for my name to be called out. Now I was 5 minutes late because I couldn't find where the room or where the area was that I needed to go. It wasn't really well signposted, but anyways, found it, went, sat down. I sat there for 35 minutes. No, 25 minutes. And then eventually a lady opened the door and she called my name. So I went in and she just started taking all of these stickers that were inside my file and putting them on different things. And, you know, she obviously introduced herself to me, and I told her it was my first baby. So she took down all my history, and she asked me a whole load of questions regarding my family, and then only a couple regarding to the father Robert's family. You know, history of like cancer, all those sort of things. I then told her that I did fertility treatment, and that really kind of got her a little bit stifled. She didn't really know how to proceed with that as much. She didn't know what an IUI was. I did tell her that I had the HSG done at the start of the year. She didn't know what that was. She did write it down as I called out. So that kind of caught her off guard a little bit. She then took my blood pressure. So a little backstory to my blood pressure. Before, like in 2010, let's say, when I was getting my prescription for my pill, you have to get your blood pressure taken every 6 months. And I always constantly had high blood pressure when I was getting my prescription. So the doctor I was seeing at the time gave me a 24-hour blood pressure monitor, and the results of that basically were that I only have high blood pressure when I'm in the doctor's surgery. So when the lady on Wednesday took my blood pressure with one cuff, and then she said that's a bit high, and she said maybe I'll just try the other cuff, and she made me relax my shoulders and breathe, and I did that, and it was 110/82 was what my blood pressure was. So she said that's a little bit high, and then I did explain to her about how I had the blood pressure monitor and blah 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 blah, and she's like, okay, we'll just have to remember that we have to take your blood pressure 2 or 3 times throughout the appointment. So then she took all the bloods that she needed to do. She's testing for various things, and then she took my weight. I haven't put any weight on in this first trimester, which is good. I say from now on it will be piling on me. I just have a feeling. And yeah, that was it for that appointment. I did a urine sample that came back clear, everything was okay with that. And then later in the day, myself and Robert came back to get my ultrasound. So it was obviously our first ultrasound, as in we had one in our fertility clinic, but it was our first got to do with this. It was like just the dating ultrasound, I suppose. So I lay on the bed, she put the gel on and put it on, and then instantly you could see the baby. It's so much bigger now, and she was really happy with it. You know, you could see eyes, ears, no, you couldn't see ears, eyes and nose, hands, feet. So 1 second, I'll just get my photos. But while we were in the ultrasound, she obviously printed us out some photos, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But I did mention to her again that we did fertility treatment, and she had actually worked in a fertility hospital in a different county in Ireland. So she knew a lot about it. And when we told her that we got it pregnant through IUI our first time, she was extremely surprised, because the success rate is just not high with IUI. But so she knew a lot of things about that. Excuse me, I just walked over there and now I'm out of breath. So I show you the pictures. So this is obviously the baby's head, arms. So you can see kind of like eyes, nose, mouth, and ear. Not ears, I keep saying ears, but you can't see ears. And then the next one. So this is the head, the hands, the 2 feet are down here. So if you look closely, for those of you who know a thing or two, you might be able to tell the sex of the baby. And then the side profile. And then this one. So last Wednesday, going off the dates I was giving on when I went for that first scan in fertility clinic, I would have been 12 weeks exactly. But according to the scan when she measured, I was 12 weeks 2 days. So I was measuring 2 days ahead. So which is why I've changed my thing. So as March 21st is my due date, and I I'm out Bert and I'm forgetting things. I'm gonna do my updates on a Monday. So yeah, they are them there. Here's my little baby. There's only one little baby, as we knew. It's nice to get a little bit of clarification though. So yeah, let me know if any of you are good at guessing the genders and all that. A lot of people on my Instagram have said girl. Actually, I think everybody on my Instagram has said girl. So it'll be interesting. We're not going to find out until our 20-week scan. I got an appointment for that, and it's actually at the I'll be 21 weeks, 2 days at that appointment. So that's in November. With regards to my blood pressure, the lady said because I did fertility treatment and my blood pressure is high, that I need to go see the consultant. So I'm going to go this Thursday coming. At 10 a.m. I have an appointment, so I'm not quite sure, to be honest, why I'm going. She did say because you did fertility treatment and he may have an issue with your blood pressure. So I'm just gonna go see what happens. It's better obviously to get these things checked out, so we don't have issues. So yeah, that is really it. That's everything I can think of. I'm gonna do a another video. I have bought 1 or 2 things, so I'm just gonna call it a first trimester haul. So I probably will put that on Friday, because I'm off on Friday, so it's easier to do it then. And yeah, that is it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. If you like it, give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. I'll have those linked down below. And that's it, guys. Oh, also we did tell, we started to tell other people. So we told some of my aunts and some of Robert's aunts, my grandparents, Robert's grandparent. So yeah, everybody's delighted for us. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.